But the fact of the matter is, Jesus say in Matthew chapter 7 that you shall know them by their fruits, right? You shall know them by fruit. There will be false prophets among you, and you shall know them by their fruits. What is the fruit of Islam? What is the fruit of those who are propagating this thing, who are expanding this Islamization, this diabolic religion from the pit of hell? Are those who are waging war and shedding blood of innocent, raping women, and they're making clear this is what they want to do. And we have no response to this. Now, there are, I will say this, in the past 8 years, this country has been a land of refuge, where many thousands and millions over the year have found refuge here. I'm one of those who found refuge here. But it's because of the Judeo-Christian values and principle and the church, and that those who found this nation said they pray and they hope and believe, establish a country and a nation of the United States to be a city on the hill that cannot be hidden. And you can read John Winter's statement here, right here in Massachusetts. And because of that, this nation become a place of refuge, and a place of refuge for all, and a place of religious freedom. So now, in the past 8 years, there have been massive Islamic migration in the United States. It's more than any other migrants coming into this country, and there's no stopping. Now, it's like our leader right now, the current administration, despite the wisdom that the other, leading government composition, check and balance, the Congress, the court, and the governors across the nation saying, hold off. There's no wisdom, that there's danger in this. These people are coming here as Islamists. They're not coming to assimilate. They're not coming to integrate. They want to change the way how Judeo-Christian world is structured from inside out. The warning is so clear. And they just a couple of days ago, they just make a point that they bring the war to us, into our capital city. Just on Sunday, we have seen this massive destruction of people's life in Paris, in 3 places. They have declared jihads on the French and on Europe. It's like there's no escape. And again, people are like, they don't know what to do. A friend of mine wrote a beautiful article and saying that it's time for Europe to remember her history back about 444 years ago in the War of Lepanto, that finally, after major Islamic encroachment in 1571, Europe mastered courage, mastered resolve, and confronted Islamic encroachment over Europe. Mind you, this was after the destruction of Constantinople in 1453. And I think they felt like now they're going to march westward, pillaging villages, raping women, enslaving Europeans in Greece, in Spain, in Austria, in you name it, in the Balkans, in this Mediterranean region. So they had their way. They are marching into Europe, and they are doing all kind of massive destruction over the Mediterranean. And that one war put an end to their nonsense. And my friend Jeff Balkins from Western Conservatory say the war lasted only 4 hours, and they were dealt with. From there, they have never recovered. They have never recovered for years. But now that is about to change, because I think the West has moved on and forgotten the spiritual menace of Islamic encroachment in those years. And we talk about slavery. We always limit the idea of global slavery to the West. Europeans bring people to the America, blacks, Africans to the America. But people don't realize the Muslims were in charge of both slavery in Africa and as well as in Europe. There were many Europeans who suffer under Islamic slavery before the War of Lepanto. They basically took over 3,000 European women and never to return to Europe. Some ended up in North Africa, some ended up in the Middle East, and young boys who could not fight, who could not escape, were brainwashed, and they become an ardent, hardened warrior, jihadists against their own country. This is what they've done. They've done that in South Sudan, and they've done it in Africa, turning people against their mother and father. They're doing that. So now, this is the biggest threat we are facing. In America, we are not too far from what is happening to Europe, because Europe has abdicated their responsibility to deter further Islamic encroachment into its borders. I shared this with my friend, Mr. Bodkin, who wrote this article about 4 hours of the Islamic defeat in 444 years ago. I say, you need to send this article to the European Parliament. The EU Parliament basically won't even mention anything about their Judeo-Christian past. And those people who fought this war 444 years ago were resolved. They are resolved. They have values. They were protecting their women. They were protecting their wives and children. They're protecting their church. And they are protecting their country. That is no longer the spirit of the current European composition.